Hello, this is Sarah. I am the webmaster and creator of Sarastrology, which is a website all on astrology, which you can visit at www.sarastrology.moonfruit.com, or you may click on the link in the description of this video. Now, I'm making this video. I am a student of astrology, really interesting, and figured why not share it with other people. So this is the very first of hopefully many more videos to come, all on astrology. I plan on posting at least one video per week, hopefully more, but as with most things, we'll just have to see how the stars go. So just to give some very general information right now, astrology basically starts with the idea of the celestial sphere. And we derive our natal charts from where the planets and certain theoretical points were located at the exact time, date, and location of our birth. So, as I am sure you are aware, where we are, the Earth, appears from where we stand to be stationary, or standing still, while the Sun, Moon, and other planets are orbiting around us. It's pretty basic astronomy, which is not astrology, by the way. If you were to cast a natal chart on a certain date, time, and location, you would plot the planets around a circle or wheel, which would be one's, astrology natal chart. An astrological chart is a circle divided up into 12 parts, each part representing the signs of the zodiac, which are named after the constellations, which you can see in our night sky. On a chart, each sign covers 30 degrees, which in total equals 360 degrees. And as we should remember from high school geometry, 360 degrees equals a complete circle. This is why in astrology we use a circle to illustrate where our points are located. We also do that in astronomy. The chart is can also be divided again into 12 parts besides the zodiac signs, and these parts are referred to as houses. Opinions are differing, but in my findings, the houses can be just as important, or sometimes even more so than the signs. Dividing a chart into houses can be tricky at times, which is why knowing your correct birth time can make a huge difference in interpreting your chart, which that I will cover in another video later on. If you are unsure of the birth time, it is best not to pay too much heed to the houses, as it could throw off the interpretation. It can be very confusing, and then it would seem like your chart is obsolete because it doesn't match. Why it's so important to do that is, while the sun on average travels about 1 degree per day, the ascendant, which is how we figure out where we start our houses, travels at a speed of about 1 degree every 4 minutes. Therefore, making the exact birth time to the minute very important when wanting to form the houses. So as I said, the houses are determined by the degree of the zodiac sign in which your ascendant is located. Now just to clarify, the term ascendant refers to the zodiac sign that was rising or ascending on the eastern horizon as the time, date, and location of birth or of an event happening all the time. There are many different theories on how to position the houses as well, which again will be covered more in depth in a later video. For me, after experimenting with the Placidus, which I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that, and Koch and equal house systems, I personally found that the equal house system is much more accurate and simpler to understand, mainly because each house also covers 30 degrees, much like the signs, but the houses are not simply the same as the signs in the equal system. For example, you could have 15 degrees of the second house in Scorpio, and the rest of the other 15 degrees of the second house in Sagittarius. The Placidus and Koch house systems, on the other hand, divide the houses into unequal parts based on the tilt of the Earth, which again I will explain more in depth in a later video, and you can decide for yourself. Now that hopefully you understand the concepts and how the signs and houses are determined in the chart, switch gears to the planets and points that dot one's personal chart. When I interpret a natal chart, like most other people, most astrologers, most students of astrology, I tend to focus on the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and Chiron, as well as the ascendant, midheaven, vertex, and the north and south nodes of the moon. That's pretty standard. There are many other points that we can do, but for a beginner, those points are more than enough to worry about. But one can also include some minor planets and asteroids, such as Ceres, Pallas Athena, Juno, Vesta. There's also a point called Lilith, which is a theoretical point, in that, somewhat like the ascendant, midheaven, and vertex, does not actually exist, but some people find it very helpful, some people use it, some people don't. Astrology is kind of not the most exact science. You get into it, it's an interesting point. So once you know where your points and planets are on the wheel, or whatever you're looking for, you can see how the planets interact with each other by looking at the aspects between planets. Now, some people believe that the signs and houses don't have any importance, really. It's really more where your planets are and the aspects that they form. An aspect is determined by the angle or number of degrees between two planets. There are a number of aspects that different astrologers use. But the ones that I personally like to stick with, and these are pretty standard, are the conjunctions, which form an angle of 0 degrees, opposition, 180 degrees, square, 90 degrees, trine, 120 degrees, sextile, 60 degrees, an inconjunct, also known as a quincunx, or it could be quincunx, not sure how to pronounce that one, which is 150 degrees, and quintile, which is 72 degrees. Now, the opposition and square are both considered major hard aspects. The conjunction, trine, and sextile are considered major soft aspects. So quintile one could call a soft minor aspect, I suppose, while inconjuncts are slightly different and special. They fluctuate between being considered hard or soft, but is usually considered a minor aspect, though some people believe that it should be considered a major aspect. I'm not sure myself. So that is all for this first video. Please subscribe, and before you check out my next video, make sure you click on the link in the video description to go to my website, sarastrology.info.com. Thank you for watching.